Hello, welcome to this time we're living. I hope you're having a good day or a good afternoon, a beautiful evening wherever you are, a night, a good night perhaps, or midnight. If you're not in ultra space, that's another story in a timeless. So sometimes we need an intervention. It doesn't matter if we come to this earth with good intentions and we try to do what we promise ourselves to do. Along the way, we get corrupted, yeah? We start to forget what we came for. I myself forgot how to get some formulas which I had remembered, and everything was so easy. I could do anything if I really look for it. And there has been so much corruption. The environment is so corrupted for people's needs to get away with, having to fight with so much. And I am not a content creator. I'm just talking about life itself. Just to eat, to keep your home, to keep your family together. On my life, as any form of human on this planet Earth. Imagine those who are trying to lead a country and do good for their people. So now in 2025, this is the 13th of November, we still have the problematic that we're trying to solve. So countries stop fighting each other for their own agendas. Culture, beliefs, political beliefs, and good and bad, all right? So in this interaction, as we join the conversation, the point is to redirect the old school with support of the old school itself and bring conversation with our new generation that comes also from that old school, all right, from all parts of the world, so we can promote the perspective on human rights, the sense of property and freedom. But those freedoms are very costly. Sometimes you have to cut a leg if you want the body to survive. And because of these beliefs, we have had too much suffering in the world, where it's been a belief to do good through wars. It's been their belief, it's been their best belief to invest. But we are here to change that, so we promote interactive not just conversations, but also actions. So we have different timings and reasons of why are you where you are. So my moon is in Leo on the 8th house, and I want to honor the third part of this the ending of this Leo full moon. I was born with a full moon too, and just when it was ending as well, on a Thursday. So my mother programmed my birth so she could start working on Friday and the weekend. I was not being born. I didn't want to be born. I think some time later, they had to induce my birth. So from the very beginning, I had an intervention from the doctors, and it was programmed, of course. The moon represents the mother or the queen. So I have good aspects with this moon. That's for healing and to coach behind to those who I can perceive their sensibility because they come to me. I can see them in these questions of trust, just from the heart. I don't see any manipulations or any pushing the narrative, so I say something. I just feel the sincerity of trying to work forward and wanting a good answer to help. So it's helpful when you listen. And there are many ideas many people can have, right? Oneself would simply observe and perceive. One needs to have a lot of studies in order to understand how history has worked and how it's going to continue to move, because it's part of the pool of how it has been invested again, such is war. So we want to finish these wars and forms of relationship as we can see the world, so we can help each other to create this world. One of the first, and through understanding that if we surpass the level of consciousness where we don't need to copy and hack, the industry has been doing this all the time, fashion as well. I grew up with my mother in the world of fashion, and she's been always talking about how they copy and the tendencies, and for her to be ahead, and that's how catching the rhythm, the tendencies, and to be the best is to be attentive to what's going on, because they would have such a philosophical and societal after parties. They would have these conversations and sit around the I Ching, and in this big sofa that was square and huge with a fireplace, and have a lot of discourse and understanding to the fashions, the meaning of these fashions. And those were moments of much celebration and vivid colors and pompous abstractions as well, and psychedelic music of the best kind, and the pop came out, bringing again more happiness and empowering us that we humans can do it together and free from the last generation. Our parents came from dictatorship and the aftermaths of war. So it was very cruel how they grew up. we still could have felt the essence when we were little. They were very straight. The woman wouldn't laugh or smile because that was not proper of a lady. I can do that. We do that on certain occasions and places. So there are certain, if you look serious, you are more acceptable. So that there are, on certain scenarios and on certain places, there are risks that we take. So what does benefit me? To laugh, so we have a good time, because this is my life and I want to be happy. Or do I want to open people's minds because they feel perceptive and understood and they laugh about their own things with a relief towards one's stress? So you can study or just perceive what is the stressor and make fun out of it, and yourself as well, because you're part of this human interaction, right? So we're just here to enjoy the journey of these tensions. As this book says, tensiones en la nueva era digital. Tecnología y derechos humanos, de Ignacio Iglesias de Ussel, alemán, de la editorial Aranzadi. So, it says technology and human rights, tensions in the new digital era. So I have not really seen that it's very advanced, but it does bring a base to it, right? Of course, for people that are starting to teach law for the digital era, I don't know which universities are opening to place the needs for us to know the informations that are needed in the map. So how are you going to talk to different sorts of groups, all right? And I want to bring them into not cultures or political parties, but today I will just talk to them about classes, because there is direction towards decision making to promote and support, not as an experiment, but if the people can be trusted. Are people really stupid, wanting to destroy the pillars of society? Or do they want to be part of something that is to be celebrated, right? Which is of everyone's creations. For me to dishonor my mother would be arrogant of my part. Or my father. All that generation that taught me who I am and brought me to life. It does not matter if your grandparents were there or they raised you, but it was them who brought you to life. So for influencers, they like the scandal and they need the spice to make more clicks. That is the way it's been designed, because it's the way people have been thinking to create the foundation of their groups to go to war, to look because they like their reasons. So meanwhile, we really don't know what's going on, but they're not really talking about what really matters. So we have problems with the labor class not getting what they need, what they want. We have the most educated people in the world. Just to count them would be phenomenal, yes. They already exist. You don't need to make robots. They already exist, right? So yes, we must understand with caution and preparation, because this is taking maybe longer to start, as we see that our parents cannot work anymore on this for too long, and they're still holding the torch. And with their generation. Yeah. So nobody wants to pay me, so I belong to no one. And I keep being fair with everyone. So we need a president for the United States of America that is loved by their people and the people from around the world. So this is not a shit show, all right? So we are all trying our best to see who is worth it, who is not worth it. I can feel the people's need to be valued. It's like, can you value yourself? That will be at the beginning of a good relationship. Yes, I can wait for that you can value yourself. It's not that I want the Epstein files to stop, but it's going to go on. I would love to be living a happy life and ignore all these problems. Also the problems in my life. It's beautiful to go to a school as a child and be able to interact with different kids, to trust in the outside world. If you are in the United States of America, that would be very difficult. You don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how every state of the United States of America is. But Trump and his people have done a great deal to help protect the children. This needs time to maintain the right. So there are problems that are also thanks to the people of Donald Trump and Trump himself. And wanting to simply invest on being the leaders of the world, disregarding the well-being of the people, not just the people of the United States, but also of China. Those changes can be gradually. Who is the best thief of all? A liar. Those are the meanings of what we are here. So it does not need to go into that gap again, because it will return to repeat itself. So if you want to interview people that have problems in their entity because they kill people, like with Sam Altman, what's this in artificial intelligence, it's not easy because it's been these stories, and it's difficult to enter into a happy conversation. So how can we do things when we lack justice, right? Well, that's supposed to be a straight line. All right. So we don't know these people, yeah? But they have so much money. But they're listening to you. All right? These people here cannot control these people, but they invest in them. I'm just gonna make 2 circles because there could be more. All right? Let's say that we're the people that walk on this earth with our bodyguards and security, which I would love to have. I used to be very flirtatious and continue with my open heart, so I always wish to have 2 bodyguards. Because I wanted to continue being friendly with men and open-hearted. But at the same time, it takes a risk as a woman, because you will have sometimes unwanted scenes, and you don't want to be defending yourself. It's not that you want to get there either, but things happen in the wilderness if you are that open and going in the unknown to experience what is it there. And you want to be a lady that doesn't have a bitch face or is annoying or is rejecting men. You want to be a friend. So for me it's very hard because women would be just very distant towards men, and I want a man to know I am your friend and it's fine to be friendly. All right? So as a woman is being, as a young lady, is being very, 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 very powerful in my heart to keep open to everyone and keep my love so they feel loved and not rejected. That I am not just a woman, but I'm also a person having a conversation. Yeah? Admiring the human nature of our relation as we speak. So I don't think government wants to control people and are afraid of what can happen if there is freedom of expression. I have myself organized the Occupy movement. Not organized it because I'm too lazy. So I just gave a lot of directions and created space so they guess what is the answer, because I don't want to always give the answer. So just go around it, and we're sharing the same environment. So as a leader, you want other people to also say what is the problem, because if you're always saying what is the answer, it gets boring. You want to question so people can say what is the answer because we are all sharing the same environment. That you're a little bit smarter or have better relationships or got this connection to be there doesn't mean that other people are not going to get it. Maybe you get it fast or the first, but there are forms of leadership that you will want people to trust you more because they're already thinking with you. And this is also used on therapy groups. You want people to think with you, not just listen to you. Those was in the times of dictators. We still have sort of dictatorships in Russia, China, and Venezuela, where there are many people in jail and they are not allowed to have freedom of expression. I myself have a family member in jail, Cristobal Perret. I would love to see that he's free. There has been a lot of judgment towards people with the last name. And my daughter of 32 years old is in Venezuela, happily married. But we need the collaboration. There are countries that are even worse in Africa, as we see. And I believe that even Russia will help us with their people, and China. Because these are problems that only take to open conversation. So these ones invest this money, right? And these ones are investing this money here on this industry, yeah? Probably both as well. And decision making for these leaders, yeah, of companies and countries and actors. So money is not everything in this world. There's many people here that will do anything for money. All right? They will kill and silence to get here, right? We've seen it. We've seen it again and again. So these people are tired of watching. I grew up with these people watching all the fraudulent. They're not just opportunists. There are systems of belief where they will do it in the name. And you need to have a supernatural belief in order to do things that are away from normality. Yeah. Unless you want to go with me into the underworld where nobody knows what you do and it's all secret. Yeah. But you recreate your own occult, transparent, only between you guys, because you are living there. And then you go out there, but you have that shared experience that binds you together. It's more intimate. Doesn't matter what religion, what form of cult, but it's beyond normalities, all right? So you might say, but life is great, you don't need to do that. Well, life can be very boring if you just do the ordinary, simple things of life. The more information you carry, because politics is very hard and all this business, the more you need to stress out and do crazy things, just to relieve so much concrete in the mind, which needs structure and simplicity, so it clears away to make better decisions. And to sacrifice has still been stories from the past. We can see it in all these books from the past, in the Bible as well, yeah, in all the cultures. believing in the chain of animals to eat each other, stronger eat the smaller. So we need to relieve these tensions away from the past as well. So we don't want to be used because we are good people. And we believe in truths. And look, I am a prosocial psychopath, alright? I don't need much attention. But my thirst to kill can be as the one of a serial killer. But my target are bad people. Alright? It never stops. It never stops. Alright? It doesn't matter how good you think you are. Underneath is the same murderer. Murdering to bring justice. And in the name of good, you still have a lot of underground hatred and rage on the side of justice. And you think you're a good person, but you're still on the hunt, right? On the hunt. You might feel divine because you know what's right and you're going to win. And I can totally agree, because I am also like that. Best detectives and police have that, and they will be after in the magnetic pull to other psychopaths who also kill and have no, you know, have no there's no remorse. So you will define your lines for whom you are. Why are you here? So these are all the people in the world, right? Let's say. These are all the people in the world, all right? From China to the West. All the people in the world. All right. So these decisions that come down, they need to be understood, because we can see the world at once, right? Influencers don't know what to do, right or left, no one is perfect. Who are you going to support now? That's a little girl that's just shouting. So we start to feel a lot of, again, the hatred of men, that phenomena, and the competition of how many women are there for you. So we always have a fantasy with men and women, and also a respect that is distant, because these are polarities that exist, right? So I could have forgiven the murder of my father. I led it to God. You know what I'm gonna do, you know? I told my father to get out of the village because they were gonna steal him or kill him or both. And I was like, well, he didn't listen to me, right? So, well, I'm gonna forgive the murder of my father if I could understand his nature. The nature of people in Venezuela who have been promoted to hate anyone that has more, thanks to the Chavez movement of socialism or death. That was the slogan. And thanks to the CIA of the United States of America bringing a lot of armament So the poor people kidnap and steal and kill those who have a little more, even for tennis shoes. Jordan tennis shoes from the Nikes. So my generation who started to make a better society and didn't want to follow our parents' industry and top money, whatever they were doing, all my friends in Venezuela wanted to help society. So in soap operas, they would always put the rich as the villains. So it's normal that people would be afraid of those who have more and see them as if they are evil. And the same thing happens with the poor hating the rich. And the middle class doesn't want to get seen as they're poor. Like, I'd rather be seen as low class poor than middle class, alright? So just keep it straight, like a broke brat. But I'm broke, right? But at least I'm happy. I know what I am, I know what I have, I know what my family can do or not. Because that's all we got. We just got each other. That's all. And families can go through ups and downs as well, yeah. For me it was very important the influencers from United Kingdom. Because in a war of hackers, right, you want to strike down anyone that is surrounded by you, that represents the country where you are, right? What is it so bad when you think that somebody here, not here, right, here, has stolen your work and you're here? So you have a lot of role players and people, but people will turn their choices because they also depend on this group that holds the industry together. This industry doesn't exist all around the world, but they also think for the benefit of their own to continue with their income. For example, fuel, gasoline. And how are they going to exchange that income that comes by itself? I'm talking to the very top. Because they also want to have a healthy humanity, right? They live well, and they will wish to see where the money of the government goes. But these people here are all fighting to get here, and they can come up and down or just get lost here as well. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter what's right for the people. They will use it to get here, but once they get here, they're immune. Yeah. So for example, that's always like that. If you have a president, you have to support the president because the country is working for what's the president doing. The country itself cannot betray the president because he's doing all these deals, he's keeping the country. Unless it's bad for the country. But how are these people in touch of the reality? So the influencers of internet really have to think of what's generational, what our generation is bringing, supporting the younger as well. I am tired. I'm 52-year-old. You know, I've been fucking around online with multiple characters, playing them at the same time, and just creating a lot of verses with my friends, and just having fun. It's not fun anymore because I don't like being watched, and I only like to share with role players. So we have our virtual reality apart. I would have loved to share this with Jordan Peterson, but he started to have fever for gold, and I hope he recovers. It's not a big deal to share something that's beautiful. It is not for your own or my own, and it does need a lot of people as well, because it's huge. That's for the multiverse map, all right? And I made very sure to share part of my formula without speaking about it from 300 kilometers away. So there is no notion to get how it really works for virtual reality by having many players. But when you're an influencer, what you need is all your viewers and keep creating scandal. What will happen when you don't have more scandals? Because the people that are leading are fine. So you gotta think in a long perspective, right? Don't think I'm here just because, yes. No, I have been. So think what's gonna happen. What is it that you're going to do? So we can see that the right and the left are never going to get to bring together this, because they are very divisive and they keep following the same patterns. With nuclear threats, so you have to be stronger and say, can I do it too, and I can also test it. So we see men acting like little girls, threatening and creating more scandal in the public, and humanity is suffering. Yeah, so these people here want to maintain the show because they need all your drama. Yeah, it makes them more famous to look more powerful. Yeah. So what happens if you just put here one that is willing to bring this world together? Yeah. The same investments for work can be for prevention and taking care. So it takes a lot of courage to think if your destiny is being made to promote and invest yourself because you want to be remembered for this outcome, you cannot do. Because realistically, this is the story that's going on in the public. You know, it's not the public imagination, but in the public's reality, in their mind. How can you trust all these murders? And yeah, so this has to start to be moderated, because we're not living in the times of dictators anymore. So we have different forms of dictators and murders and covers, more sophisticated. But our generation and those who come from the upper ranks, the super upper ranks, they don't know what to do with it. They want to support influencers and freedom of speech, but at the same time they want to protect themselves so the blood doesn't splash on them. because they were there, right? So, have you forgiven your family first? All your ancestors. If you are a white person, Spanish, doesn't matter. We all have ancestral sins. So there should be allowed to have therapy, continuous therapy, if you are leading to take care of all these people in the world as leaders. Because there should be no person here in the future that's handling the power of so many people. So we never have wars and problems of delusional greatness, because anyone would need that. Yeah, it's stronger than a drug, all right? Power. And it makes you do things that you would never imagine. I check on myself and I say, well, if I do this, for certain I will be seen as perfect, so I'm not gonna lie, because not because I'm a good person, but I don't want anyone to catch me, alright? That I lie. So I go and I say, look, I made this mistake, this happened, and that. Not because I'm a good person, I'm so honest, I don't want to be catch with problems. So it's better for me, in the private, not in the public domain, telling all my mistakes. I can, but I'm here trying to establish a conversation that can be looking forward a shared future for those who are sharing the drama of what we don't want. Yeah, what is the influence? What is the people want? Where is the value of the people? Maybe here they have other values, yeah? They want to dance. So it brings a lot of joy when you're helping those in need, because you look at the people that help you as if they're gods, or they came from another realm. For me, for example, when I was giving birth to my second child, there was a doctor in Ibiza, Spain. We have beautiful health system. Social workers is very hard. They have too much work, but the health system is the best for my choice and what I've known and seen. Not that everyone is perfect, but this doctor, she already had fulfilled her career. She would come sometimes to help and check. She was old lady, and I couldn't. I was so weak to give birth. I was crying so much with this pregnancy. I have cried so much because my husband had a car accident and my family just, was not there. And I love my family, and I can understand the problems that we came from. From Venezuela, my father was murdered. There was no reason to leave me alone. Yes, I'm abroad, I said something, but it's no reason to do that. You want the essence of love, just to be there. And the doctor, she said, this happens when the family is not around. It's hard to give birth because you need that emotional strength. And she gave me the strength to give birth naturally. Because I didn't even have my husband. I had to take care of him, bring him food. And I had people threatening me. Instead of having people helping me, I have social workers threatening me. If you don't leave your husband in the streets, we'll take your kids. So when you are raised in one way and suddenly you don't have nothing and you don't know what to do, you're not programmed for these things. So I'm explaining here how good it is to have an intervention when you don't have anyone. For those who are really doing good. So I will wish to do better. If possible, here, so all the people can trust in the work that's being done. And when we look at another president or leader or head of an organization or head of an industry that the people can trust, for example, the artificial intelligence is working well. But these are problems to dialogue and talk about. So say, well, I don't know who killed him or if he killed himself. But to be on the defensive of an organization, because in your organization, there are decisions that are being made by other people, and you are talking in behalf of your organization. But everybody knows the facts that are happening and the evidence, because we are living in the free world here. So one of the things that I thought is that we need to bring or we need to ask where is an international place to judge with all the evidence that's been gathered from the public domain, to gather all this evidence to a new system that will go into a trial. Because if these ones are being corrupted by money, we're never going to get the right leaders so the world can trust that we're going in a good direction. Because this is a part and a step for humanity, and leaders, they're not leaders, they decide who is going to be good. And they might have old beliefs that have been from scientists, from crazy genius, traumas repeating from poverty in certain sectors with a lot of resentment, and in other sectors here it's a totally different viewpoint. So if you want to talk about something, but we're always going to bring a problem, because we're clearing away what is the meaning of what we're doing, but at the same time you have people fighting to be here, all right? These ones share everything, right? They're untouchable. A president can come in and out by elections, and they will try to corrupt everything to stay there. The Democratic Party has brought so many illegals, so they are voted. And the Republican Party is very strong. And they have other groups inside the Republican Party that have been always there. These are different groups, all right? So I'm Spanish, and we know very well how these white people are, right? So we need them because they're brave and willing to do anything for the good of humanity, and they can think about, there are other ways. But power corrupts, all right? So especially first generation, second generation, people trying to manipulate others like witches do. So when you have that ability to perceive, and you're so sure that you want to bring this stage in life with an answer, with the hope that you are doing well and will do the best for everyone, because you are being watched around the world whenever people want to, and people will share the message. So we need to see, I know international, but it could be forum as well, right? Because if we have senates that are corrupted, they will listen to the good things. They can bring all the tech titans together and question them. But at the same time, they will allow them to steal your virtual reality formula. So why am I here? So you pocket yourselves and corrupt more? It's like, yeah, right. Let's abuse a little more and say we're being fair with all the studies we have on politics, democracy, and justice. Where's the justice really? It's just a shit show. Yeah? It's a shit show. And we're buying that, and we go there asking for help, and we go there trying to bring the evidence, and we go there saying everyone is reporting, but what's happening is that these people here are untouchable. If Facebook is selling girls online with their own program, with their own coding, who is there to clear that? This is why OpenAI is so important to the world, right? So we might have to forgive certain things in order to get to other things, all right? So, in a mutual understanding and preparing ahead for a good discussion. So if you're going to invite someone to destroy them, then just don't waste your time. You're just making publicity for yourself. Great. It's not easy having to face so much trauma and being targeted from now the left. But nobody told you to go on the right. Was no need to, but who am I, right? Maybe my children are more worth it than all of your children together. Because they're already learning how people are. How could it be that a woman and a mother that works and is giving so much from her work is still not with her children because it's not being paid? When is it going to be paid? I've only asked for the needs of my life and my family, and then get 8% or 7% for all the influencers. Yeah. But I want that to be through me and my people. So, who are those people? You must ask yourselves, who is the people? You can send any informant or any form of manipulation. You can send me anyone here to attack me and make my life more impossible than already is. You will have people trying to bring you down and make you think you're crazy. But if you're talking the truth, yeah, and you're supposing so many things, the point is that we don't want children to be raped. People can be gay, they can transform into a woman, it's fine. Yeah, so those who like children here and think it's fine to be pedophiles, we can understand, but we don't want any more to be like you, right? You can do whatever you want with adults. And please, learn to love. So, it's hard to promote love when you are in a fist fight, right? So how can you sell a good society if your children are going to school in your home because you're terrified of what's out there? So it's a lot of work to teach children. Being a nanny governess myself, it was easier with all that support than being a mother alone. But it's good to have community and let children play with children. You know, most of these kids with drugs wanting to be with others because they've never been. Yeah, like Michael Jackson. He was forced to be with their family all day long, doing music. He was never allowed to play with other kids. All he wished, and he said it himself, Michael Jackson, looking out the window, wishing to play with other kids. Or what was that? So he did that in his adulthood. And I can understand wanting to care, but Donald Trump has done good things for children, at least. But the tariffs, I wanted to help, so it helps for the technological map around the world, but this has to be gradually. Because there's a lot of people suffering. In China as well, it's going to be terrible. I'm going to try to help, so United States of America, with people that are smarter to refine it, can explain what is the technological global map and which steps are we following. All right. So the reason to have all the leaders in the world for the next 15 years is because we need to learn how to take this information in the map. We need to reconstruct it with the independence of our own systems and the clarity for the people to report. All right, so these are the new generations as well, getting to have a more leveled life, a good standard in life. Yeah, not just materialistically, but spiritually, understanding the Buddha feel that we share, the Christian-like energy that we create in our paradise. So if one person comes to our paradise, it's fine. The person automatically joins in. But if you bring a lot of people, it's very hard. Not everyone can help these people because they are all together and they just create their own life feeling they're apart. So it's about time that the other countries can survive, so we also don't have these problems and we can just enjoy our creation by watching other people's happiness. All I wish to do is to see more talent. What's happening in the world? Because this is gonna stop. This is gonna stop. This is to avoid this. Yeah. Because this is distracting us from watching the world itself that the people will report. Yeah. So people will report in their own needs, their own layers, their own companies. They will be able to see the people here don't need to fight to get here or to hide secrets. No, we'll just carry on. Yeah, of course you carry on and let them, that's past, they'll go to trial or face the evil of everyone. It doesn't mean that a whole family is going to be brought down because another person was seen with this other person and something that in that generation seemed okay now is well studied and proven that is not okay. So I've been a teacher of Tantra, but not teaching people what to do. I've been in silence for people to be a witness of their senses without saliva or penetration, so they can be more sacred with their privacy, to do it with more sacrecy and feel special when they meet another. Because if you treat women like trash, you're treating your own organs and yourself in relation also as trash, right? But when you look at the beauty that is being generated through men and women, from families, from work, from generations, not everyone is perfect. Man sacrificing themselves in order to support a social belief, because they like to also be with many women and not be haunted by social judgment. So it gives points if you're married, even in the bank when you're going to get a credit. So and for women it's worst, yeah, if you're not married. So the social status will help to be married because of taking care of possessions, taking care of how you are viewed by all those who invest in you. So it changes from time to time. And what is it that you are bringing? Yeah. So these beliefs still live today because we're still raising children like a family. But there is so much wealth, people will need to be married because they will have enough wealth to co-parent and be free if they want to do another journey, right? And for those who like to be happily married and forgive each other, because nothing is perfect, bravo, right? I particularly find the people that are married don't have enough time to think by their own, because the partner is going to push you back with their own. So you need to be alone in order to be in silence and simply perceive things as they are, with no one's convenience or ideals, just to be able to work better in your own. So some partners will respect that and want to grow, but some people are born with a very strong ambition, all right? And this can mislead what is your ambition. So it is good to drugs also play an important role, because the drugs don't allow you to perceive the outside world. Different drugs for different reasons. It's good to keep healthy, to be able to simplify and understand the outside realities. It can be very functional. You want to see your life from a natural perspective. And nature is very based with reality, right? So in all its meanings. So there are many partners who might induce you, and they won't care if you're healthy. They won't care if you are, because they will always want to be part of you. So they will allow you to do everything. So they both support each other. Yeah, that's what partners do. This is why sometimes it's very dangerous to be with a partner all the time. So it is very important that you have time alone for yourself, to think or remember, why are you here? Yeah? So are you here to be part of this and promote this while these ones are taking over? Because you're here playing here and here, right? I mean, we're all players, so we're everywhere. Because we're curious and we like to study and be part of reflecting the meanings of every side of humanity, to understand, to be cultured. So this is very vicious. That's why it creates so much attraction, right? So if everyone has stability here, and there is no problems to bring them down, maybe they're boring, but and here, we will be able to enter into dialogues. Yeah? So we can share the zigzagging of these conversations. All right? So there is prosperity. And gradually understanding how the tariffs works, so it doesn't affect the future of both sides. The tariffs is only because America made this decision with Trump, right? So it slowed down, it bring in more drama. And it has very ancient beliefs. So Trump is not good for the environment. They still believe in having more money with oil. There are problems with Venezuela to get that oil. And that transition, Venezuelans could learn to have freedom of expression, but most Venezuelans don't like that government. Sadly, they started with socialism or death. So they made a sacrifice for the world. Because there was a lot of corruption and injustice for the poor. But the poor don't know how to administrate, and they're learning, and they need a chance to learn. I don't think they're such bad people. Maduro is learning to speak better and more positive. And he's not giving threats, or he does not feel like Putin was one day, and who started a war. So the president Nicolas Maduro is not following the triggers of United States of America. He's just joking, and he's preparing in case, of course. You gotta be honest with what's going on. So delusional ideas don't work. It's not going to do as you think, because you need the reality of what's going on. Who wants to support in you? Who wants to support you when there are other methods that involve most of the people in this world? Because they're the people who want to work. So creating this fake money to buy people because of so this industrial crisis can go gradually as we share the information in the map. Yeah. They copy everything you do. Well, you copy what I do. So I have safeguarded what my formula is for virtual reality, and I still have it with me. That will help to create much fun among people. So I hope the metaverse doesn't have problems when it comes to children, when it comes to paying my work, when it comes to virtual reality that's being shared, because it's a lot of work for each character to belong to each universe. So the tissue of reality is maintained. Yeah. Representing each verse. So this is a human consciousness we're elaborating as we speak. When we are losing, we want to steal, we need to lie, because we're losing. Well, these people will kill, yeah? So the money is being given, but they cannot control what these people do, all right? They're willing to do anything So once this is taken out, the leaders of the world will be able to restore from human rights to what we need to collaborate to bring this together. So it will be shown in the map those who have problems with the tariffs, and we need to discover new words, new formations, and stop fighting with each other. So everyone at the same time says, yes, we have a universal coin, but we still have our money. That's for the influencers around the world, to the good. People will still love to work as a form of meditation, to be with one another. So what Candace owns is being analyzed by H.G. Tudor. She's growing rapidly. Miracles can happen. Good stories could end well. It's an inner revolution. Trump could give the chance for Camden Zones to be the next president. I see very difficult for a man like Trump to accept a woman as the president after having to fight with Hillary Clinton and then the other one. Sorry, I forgot. I don't even remember. It was traumatic as a woman to see that, but it's hard to be a candidate and have to hide so many things. So I don't think it was really because of being a woman or a man, but because of the horrors being made. That how can you hide that? Yeah. So it's very difficult. Kamala Harris, yeah. So I think the influencers, we have Trump today to see what Kennedy has done for the health is incredible. I wish they picked the best people from the left as well to collaborate. Just keep fighting, but with common sense, with a form of art. Yeah. There's no need to sacrifice anyone or hurt the vulnerable for your pleasure. They are growing. We need the love and attention. We need the security and the space. It's very boring to see this, but we need to see it as it is, you know? You need to understand that these people are watching. They're watching you. Yeah? I will have wished Prince William and Elon Musk to present the tech map with the robot of Grok. We can see all the other entities of artificial intelligence, which grounds they're touching, what they're working with as well. So we as the West need the rest of the world to look at us having the best human interaction because we represent the free world. Yeah? So what is the free world about? If we don't understand the importance of what we're talking about, what is the point? Because you can have a turning point, but where are you moving forwards? Without mercy, you cannot move. Without compassion, you need to have that heart. Because you're representing all these people and also from the other side, right? You're not just representing the left. You're representing also the right, the rich, the poor. And each person has a name, right? Where that decision was being made. Here or here. You think it was from here? So these investigations are going to be corrupted if the president is corrupted and his administration who owns. Yeah, because what these people want to keep their seats. They will prolong it and prolong it and prolong it, yeah? So, meanwhile, when we're reporting from the ground, for example, how a map of recycling can help while people noting, it never happened. Because they're doing something else totally. Yeah? And if they marry a middle class, more. You don't need to be fighting for that. You're much better than that. Yeah? Keep your love with you, the family you love, but shine yourself, because you're totally different. Towards the direction you are leading, to father and help all these influencers. And all the leaders to remain stable with respect to our human rights, the labor class. Cannot be that the only miracle that we could have is a war. All right? So peace, and keep it here. You're not going to hide your Einstein formula. Because in this time, space, and movement, there is more. And I will show you how it works. Because in that interaction, there is a lot of joy in the next chapters of our recent futuristic history. So keep the fun, keep spicy. It's not entertainment television. For those who stand, because I know journalists, my father was a journalist, rest in peace. He was in jail for speaking the truth, 2 years and 4 months. That before Chavez came in politics, because Venezuela has been always corrupted and it's not been enough for the people. That I know as a journalist, my father would always win, all right? Where he put his word, that was the next president of Venezuela, all right? So those words that are gold, because you know what's right, you know how to talk, but you're not, you know you are not vetting. This is not a horse race. But there's something that is pulling you. It's not just for the truth, but all your friends, the friends that have united through this playfulness, conversations, playful conversations. Does it really matter what people think about you? When you really believe that people don't have to be murdered. We cannot have leaders that will keep going with these narratives Doesn't matter. It's always coming from the past. It's coming, it's coming. So these people here, they know very well what the world needs. Yeah? Yeah? You have people here that even come in my life and want to destroy me to get some room up here, to be noticed, to keep their place with something to say, as if they are the ones who have the power of the world. But this is not about going around the world and trying to convince the people that there's going to be peace. This is the people's experience with one another. This is not us just talking with these people. This is themselves. Some in and out. But they also have rights to talk about in this zigzagging. They also have their own formations and forms of being. So there is a brotherhood and sisterhood and elegance, if possible. So please make it up yourself with your own understandings. I really like Trump. I would have forgive everything that is past in his life, that is good and bad, that makes him to be here today. He could only rule for the next 10 years or 15 if all the leaders around the world accept that. But still, we need international courts, because we're trying to clear all this monopoly. Yeah? Until it's not clear, we cannot bring the information directly. We can lie to ourselves and pretend that everything is fine. But we have not come on this earth to suffer, right? There's no need to. Only God knows what kind of intervention is waiting for you if you don't succeed. So trust in me. I am here thanks to so many people's interventions. All right? That only a fool can tell you that. And it's good to trust that other people can do what you can't. But at least have the honor to do so. So we can hug each other and say, you know, we're going to celebrate victory. We're not going to celebrate the dead anymore, because the dead are the immortal and the victorious ones who have fight for this freedom today, from China to the West, from all the corners, fighting against tyranny. We don't need to become these tyrants anymore. Of course, it makes a good character, but just hope to enjoy them in virtual reality with you, and so we can have a laugh and distract ourselves, because this is working by itself. It will be needed for me to see that it is working with the respect of the people, the United States, to Europe, and why these other parts of the world could accept that we are bringing something for you. And this world is too beautiful to hide the truth, right? So keep the point in perspective. Because it's not a U-turn. We're not going to go back from where we came from, right? So, also from the dramas have that wave of happiness and joy for everything that we have already gathered together, thanks to all those who supported Trump as well. So it might be funny what we say in the moment, and it feels more real when these words come from your own. They have been elaborated from yourself. But at the same time, you can decide what is good for you, that you are saying. Understanding the past, the people that are deciding in this generation what we want. That's why people follow you. And it's hard to love everyone. It's hard to understand that you can have many lives in one life. You know? That you can love so many people beyond yourself, or your marriage, or whom you think to be, or your kids. That you can love and trust other people. To be free. Because you speak freely and can discern well. But I hope that you do not lie when you have more power, thinking that all this has been made by yourself. Because that's what many leaders fall down to. A good leader listens to his people. And of course, every politician has to lie to get there, but we're moving into realms of multimedia. And the evidence is everywhere in the technological fields. So we can advance faster by helping one another. So to respect women as well, respect men. A free woman creates a free man as well. There we go. That is your right to know. Bye.